It's time to work on everybody's favorite. I don't know if it's everybody's favorite, but it's my favorite. So, if you don't know, this is my 69 Camaro, named Panama because I got it in Panama City, Florida. So, I was real original with the naming. But today, I guess technically we're working on it, but not really. The brakes that are on this thing have never worked right. Now, I'm also doing a mini tub kit and some body work, and I've already done a lot of wiring. So, believe it or not, this car, well, not right now because I got the wheels off of it, but believe it or not, this car runs and drives, has air conditioning. It doesn't have windshields, or a windshield, or a solid body, or brakes that work, but it runs and drives. So, let me show you what the brakes we're putting on it. That's the focus of today. Also, I did test fit, I'm jumping all over the place, but I did test fit a 275 on the front with my old wheels. They're 17-inch rallies. I think a 275 will fit up front. People were saying that you have to have like a, it's called a true turn kit from Ride Tech. I don't see why. I'm sure I'll see why, and I'm sure there's a reason for it, but as of right now, there's a 275 on the front. Turning it with the suspension up with a jack didn't hit the frame rail at all. So, I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason, but whatever. I'm gonna need new wheels anyways, because the brakes that we're going to are 6-piston Brimbos with a massive rotor. Now, that rotor's on there backwards only because the brakes I have on it now literally hide behind the entire rotor. So, we're going from this to that, which this I think is stock 1969 disc brakes up front, which work, but these will work a lot better. Now, I also don't really have the power to be using these, but they look cool. Only problem is I got these off of a wrecked SS1 LE. They're not the big ones. They're not the ZL1 brakes. I have some of those, and they are really, really hard to use with these cars. So obviously I cleaned this one, got it ready. These use a 390 millimeter rotor, which is like a 15.3, I believe. Those are 14.4, maybe, no, 14.6. These are 15.3. To make these work, because the hat difference is so much, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So these are actually for these calipers. They're just off a 6th gen. These are off like a Cadillac or a Corvette. The hat height on this is 2.01 inches. This one, as you can tell, is higher. This one's 2.4. To make this fit on this car is a pain, just because it's hard to get a caliper bracket and all that with the extra depth, because it sits it so far inboard. So I did buy these. I'm gonna try to sell these, clean them up. I don't know if they're worth anything, but brand new, they're worth a lot. Obviously, these are far from new, but I have them. I'm not gonna use them. I'm gonna try to sell them. I'm also gonna sell those ZL1 brakes, but for now, the focus of the video is these. So I was just curious if these new rotors would even work with these new wheels, and I don't think they're going to. Just curious. They may not fit. I do have rear brakes also. I'm gonna paint those at the same time. I'm painting them somewhat Hugger orange, whatever Duplicolor calls Chevrolet orange. I wanted to keep them red, but everybody's got red calipers. I wanted something a little bit different, so I went with orange. I'm hoping it doesn't give off too much of like an Auburn or Florida Gator vibe. Not that I'm against that, it's not the goal. So I'm gonna strip these down. I've already cleaned this one and stripped it down. It's obviously, I told you, it came off a wrecked car, so the lines that were on it have taken a beating, but I did get new lines. I can put those in the description if you go this route, if you're being this specific. These are off of a 6th gen SS1 LE. I believe V2 CTSVs had them. There's a website where I identified these. You can tell because they have the oblong hole. They're not equal length mounts like this one. You can see those are equal. Those are the big ones. They're expensive. These are so similar in size, I don't think anybody's ever going to tell the difference. So, I mean, like, yes, they're a little smaller, but I mean, it's not that big of a difference. So I'm gonna set up the camera, strip these down, or strip this one down, clean it, get it ready for paint. I need to probably sand some of these scratches out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do that with yet, because there is a finish on these Brimbos apparently that you're not supposed to take off. So I don't know. But obviously the finish is already taken off because they're scratched really bad. So we'll see. I'm gonna set up the camera, get to cleaning, and if I run into anything, you'll hear from me again. But for now, the goal is just to get them clean, get the pads out, all that stuff. So like I said, I've already taken one apart, but they're pretty simple to take apart. I'm going to take this line off first and try to get some of the brake fluid out, because last time I did it, I took this line off and brake fluid just went everywhere. I mean, it makes sense. I'm already pissing brake fluid. So I'm gonna take this line off, take it over the trash can, try to squeeze these brake pads apart, apart, and see if I can get the majority of the fluid out here. So first things first, I'm gonna get these pads out. Take and drive these pins out. I've been using, where'd it go? I've been using a Torx bit. I'm sure there's a correct like brass punch that you're supposed to use, but this works, so. And I didn't really care if I scratched them right now because they're already scratched, so. Yeah, these things need some love. They are far from greased. Take that out. Definitely gonna need some new pads. I mean, I wouldn't probably run old pads anyways. I'm lying, I totally would run old pads if they were good enough. I'm gonna get this out. This bar that goes across here, I guess that's some kind of centering bar. I'm not quite sure. All I know is I'm gonna take it apart and put it back together the same way it came apart, so. Last time this was a pain to get out, I'm not gonna lie. I had to get a big hammer. Yeah, let me get a bigger hammer. I am using a brass punch just so I don't mess this up. Yeah, it's got rust and all kinds of stuff on it just from sitting on a wrecked car, I guess. I'm not sure. What I was talking about, if you could see it, this line was, I guess, messed up in the crash or something. I don't know. I honestly don't know if this car was crashed or not. I bought them used, and I'm just assuming either that or somebody was just really rough on them. I mean, this looks like this was drug on the ground or something. I'm not sure, but we got to get that off because I need to replace it, obviously. I'm going to take the bleeders out, go try to drain it some more. Alright, so now I need to get these out, which may be harder than I want it to be. And I did, like I said, I got new ones of these crossovers, so now that I've got them stripped down pretty much all the way, I'm not going to take pistons and seals out just everywhere that I've seen. They're like, don't do that. I am taking this off. Yeah, everywhere's like, do not take those off. But I am going to take this outside, try to hit it with some brake clean, some soap, some water, trying not to get it in any of these holes. I'm not sure the best way to do it, but let me get this thing cleaned up. Actually, I'm probably just going to do it like I did the others. I'll put a video right here in the top corner. That's how I did my other brakes on my Chevelle. Pretty much going to follow the same process here. I'm going to get this, get it cleaned up, bring it back. Then I'll grab the rear brakes, take those apart, show you taking those apart. So let me get this cleaned up and I'll get back. So took a little bit of a detour, but I sanded this down. I tried to get these as flush as I could. I didn't want to go too much more because I was already getting into metal around the edges with I used the DA. I cut and crimped these. I put these back in. It's wet because I put it in the sink, and I put that back on. So there is no way that water or anything is getting in here besides this. And so I was kind of holding that as I just kept it out of the sink and was holding it. So this is clean-ish. I still need to prep it with like some prep all before I paint it. I'm gonna tape these off. Like I said, I have a whole video about how I do these. These are a little bit different than the other ones I did on the Chevelle. I got a little nervous because these are basically identical calipers, except for the mounting point is flipped on these. And I was like, oh God, I don't know which way it goes. But luckily, there's nothing on here. And there is a wear spot here where the old line, the crossover tube went. So I'm gonna get this one sanded down. This one, I don't know if I'm gonna tackle the back yet or not. I probably need to paint them all at the same time. I'm just being lazy, so I don't know. I'm gonna get this one sanded down, clean, see what I got, and go from there. But I mean, I'm happy with this so far. It's not perfect. I could probably fill it in with primer, but also they're brake calipers. Like, it's gonna be tucked up under a wheel. It's not gonna be that noticeable. And this is the bad one. So I really need to do some work on this one. I'm kind of worried about how this one's gonna come out. So I'm gonna seal it up just so no sanding, you know, no metal shavings or anything get in there. Seal it up just like I did this one with those little nipples that I made, and sand it. I'm ready for these things to be orange. And I'm gonna make, I don't know, I'm gonna make some kind of decal. I thought about putting Camaro, I thought about putting Z28 SS, Brembo, I thought about just putting just Brembo. I'm not sure yet. I don't like the 1LE because that, I mean, it's not a 1LE, it's also not a Z28 to be fair. It's an SS badged 327 with a 454 with Z28 stripes without a badge on the front, so who knows what it is anymore. It's just a bastard of all the car parts. So anyways, I'm gonna get this thing clean, sanded, see how it comes out. Hopefully it comes out as good as this one, and then I'll grab the backs. All right, here are the rears. Don't judge me for having such messed up calipers. This is how I get good deals on. So this, well, probably should show it on camera. This I'm honestly not that worried about. This one is okay, but I was just looking. I think I'd rather just get a new line. Either that or I'm gonna paint that line. I don't know. I kind of would like them to match in the fact of the caliper being orange, the crossover line being the same color. So I'm either going to, I don't know. I think I may just try to look real quick and see if I can find those lines. If I can, I'm gonna hold off on these, just focus on these, get them done. Cause I mean, I don't have all the parts to put it on the car anyways. So I don't know. I'm gonna look real quick. If I can't find these lines, then I'm gonna roll with it. Just leave them on, paint them like I did the Chevelle. If not, then, or if I can find them, I'm gonna hold off. I'm finally back. The lines for the rears, which I've got them draining in the sink right now, the lines for the rears got delivered. They're at the house, so I'm just assuming they're gonna fit. I'm gonna cut those and make them fit. Kind of a risk, but it is what it is. These are clean, they're ready to be painted. I gotta do one final wipe down just to get fingerprint grease and stuff off of them. I'm gonna tape these up. I did put the lines back on and put a little bolt in the line so it won't leak out any brake fluid. My biggest battle with these paint and calipers, just calipers in general, I did it on the Chevelle, was brake fluid coming out. And so I am gonna prime them, probably let that dry completely, and then sand it again just so I can get a good finish. I wasn't going to, but I don't know. I really want these to look good, especially on this car. I'm gonna have brand new wheels. I mean, I would hate to get all this done and then realize I half-assed the calipers and they look bad. So I do have, like I said, the rears draining in the sink, and I'm gonna get these cleaned up, get those hung, prime them, and then show you guys priming them, and then I'm gonna figure out what decal needs to go here or what I want to go here. I'm thinking honestly just Brembo. Everybody knows Brembo. I don't know. So I think just Brembo. Brembo goes with everything. So let me get these things cleaned up and I'll get them hung. I mean, you guys, all I'm gonna do is take brake clean, a bunch of actual just soap and water, lather them up, get all the brake dust and everything I can off of it, and then I'll show you me prepping them finally, and then we'll hang them. It may or may not be a new day. Only because I was totally going to paint these yesterday and it started raining. I don't like painting during the rain. So I'm actually going over to Hunter's shop and I'm gonna take these with me and I'm gonna paint them over there. So I'm gonna take, I think, everything I need. I think all I need, honestly, is just some prep all, because I've already prepped these. Never mind. I don't know what I'm going to take with me. I don't know. They need to be cleaned a lot better. I'm just going to take a bunch of brake clean, some rags, tape, paint. We're going to see what we can do. I mean, might as well. Well, I got my box full of calipers, paint, prep. Taking this so if I do get far enough, I can measure the stickers and come here and paint them and apply them. But I don't think I'll get that far, only because they needs to like dry overnight so I can put the sticker on and then all that stuff. I do need some sandpaper, but other than that, let's head over there, see what he's up to. I think he's working on his car, his Corvette. How's it feel having a low car?
I need a full post of this.
Let me help you. Okay, I got them taped off. Don't forget to tape your pistons and stuff, right? You gotta tape those. I taped off the bleeders. Now I'm gonna go hang them up, prime them, and take too long in between coats because it's hot. But we did get this fixed. There's nothing even really wrong with it. Okay.
Whoever put it on just watched it.
Yeah, the exhaust was loose. I don't know who, it wasn't us, truthfully.
It sounded great. It sounded like a race car.
Yeah. All right, let's go hang these up. Ain't gonna be too picky. I didn't even prime the last one. Perfect. You probably saw yesterday, it started pouring down rain. By the time it stopped, it was dark, and I said, screw it. We did move these inside, so it didn't get rained on, but we're going on with the first coat of orange. I'm gonna do orange, then go paint, or go print out the stickers, and I mean, you've seen the process. I got another video, but also, you know, let's just see what these things look like orange. All right, I think I finally got the last coat of orange on these things. I am gonna go make me some Brembo decals. These are easy. These are just gonna be straight, just black Brembo. So I need to go grab these lines, the new lines, or these, and print me some decals. But all in all, I hope the color comes through all right, but I mean, they look pretty good. I'm gonna put the black Brembo on them and then clear them. So let's go make some Brembo decals and come back, put them on. This should be dry enough to put the stickers on and then start clearing today and then be done. All right, so here's the layout I've got. I'm gonna print it on this, or cut it out of this black vinyl here. I may or may not have stole it from this website, only because it is beyond me for some reason to be able to curve these. So I think that this curve is not as much as I need. So I do have some straight that I'm gonna try to put on there. This is, I think, too big. I don't know. I'm just printing a bunch of different sizes and I'm gonna take them out there and see which ones look best, or if they work, or if I end up not liking them, then I'm just gonna see what I can do. So I've got my rears here. I know those are good. I've got my backup fronts, which is the same that I put on the Chevelle, same size. I've got the biggest curved, 1 step down, 2 steps down, and 3 steps down. Those don't look curved, but they are. So let's take these back, see which ones fit, and then I don't know if I'm clearing them tonight or not because I'm hungry, but I'd like to get this video done and get it out to you guys. So let's see. I'd also like to get this thing done. All right, so the smallest one curved is the one I think I'm gonna go with. I don't know, it's pretty big. I may just go with the straight. I don't know. I'm just gonna see what it looks like. It's pretty big. I may end up going with that because this is pretty small. I don't know. What do you guys think? Not that you'll be able to tell me, but. So I ended up going with, I took that one sticker off. I ended up going with just the straights. They just looked too big. It looked out of place. But stickers are on. First coat of clear's on. I'm gonna lay down the rest of this clear. Probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 good coats. I don't have all the parts to put these on the 69 yet, so there's not really a point in me doing too much more. But I kind of just wanted to get these things done, but I'll lay them out and we'll at least look at them. Maybe buy the car too, so. But that's pretty much it. I think they came out really good. And just so you know, I am using the high temp clear. I don't think it would matter too much, but I'd rather have it, not need it, than all this stuff flake off first time I hit the brakes. But we do have Brembo here, there. I mean, it's on the other side, but there. All right, it's a little later, but I think they came out pretty good, all things considered, especially because there was some scratching on some of these, but you can't see them. They definitely look red in the video, don't they? Dude. But I promise you they're orange.
Sorry for this.
What? This thing?
Well, normally it does. It didn't. Cause
oh, the honk?
Yeah, it's not going to.
So we're putting these on. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We're going to downgrade a little bit here.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see the orange. But I got to get the new lines. I got them at the shop. I'm just not taking these out because I don't want brake fluid all over everything. Got new lines for front and back. I never test fit the back, so I mean, we're here now.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're easily sellable, if not.
This is true.
They are.
This is only slightly crooked, but once it's on the car, I mean, it'll be lined up perfect. I did that on purpose. All right, well, that's it. It's too hot to keep going. It only took me like 3 weeks to paint those things, so there'll be some more videos on his channel about this thing. I don't know if he's debuting it yet or not, but.
Oh yeah, this week.
Okay, all right, so this week there's gonna be a video on this. So look out for that. Maybe this thing one day, but that's it. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and all the stuff you're supposed to do, because all y'all that watch don't subscribe, and I need money so I can keep doing this stuff.
You're assholes.
Yeah. Well, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.